Alright, Bayonetta didn't wind up as a Nintendo exclusive because someone had a sudden goddamn epiphany about hair demons. It was messy, businessy, and full of corporate asshattery. The first Bayonetta sold well enough to make heads turn. Critics loved it and a bunch of gamers ate it up, but it didn't hit Sega's ridiculous financial targets. Sega had different priorities and didn't want to sink cash into a franchise that, in their spreadsheet-addled minds, wasn't a guaranteed blockbuster. So PlatinumGames was left hanging. Like, what the fuck now? Then Nintendo stepped the fuck in. Nintendo had a different appetite. They liked bold, unique IP that fit their audience and were willing to invest in a high-quality action game with a bit of saucy edge. Nintendo offered support and funding for Bayonetta 2, and crucially, a publishing deal that made the sequel possible. That's why Bayonetta 2 became a Wii U exclusive at launch. It was less about art and more about money, partnerships, and Nintendo saying we'll back your gutsy weird-ass game when others wouldn't. Now the game itself? Bayonetta 2 keeps the core, insane combos, witchy badassery, hair-based weapon bullshit, but it's refined. The combat is tighter, smoother, and more forgiving in the best goddamn ways. They added new mechanics like Umbran Climax that amplify combos, and the dodge parry system feels sharper. There's more incentive to string insane chains rather than just button mash. The pacing and level design lean more cinematic, with set pieces that hit harder and feel more cohesive. Graphically and technically it's cleaner, with fluid animations and a sense that every bout was tuned until it purred. Also, the sequel tones down some rough edges from the first game, better camera control, smarter enemy variety, and more polished boss encounters. Tone-wise, it's still cheeky, horny, and violent as hell, but it's a more confident, focused package, basically the first game's wild, unhinged cousin, who learned how to not trip over his own boots while still flipping you off. Nintendo's backing made all that possible, and that's why Bayonetta 2 ended up glued to Nintendo platforms.